Alright guys, so today we are replacing the windshield wiper motor on this 1983 Trans Am. This Trans Am I've actually been working on for a long time, and it turned out, or it was originally just going to be an engine swap, but I was young and made a few mistakes when I swapped the engine. Long story short, the fuel line popped off. And when the fuel line popped off, obviously it caught spark from the distributor and lit the engine bay on fire. And I could post pictures of what it looked like after the engine bay fire, but it burned everything in the engine bay, and the car was almost complete. It was almost finished when it burned, but it burned everything, including the hood. You know, you can see the fire damage on the hood, and then it even, you know, peeled all the paint, all the clear coat off the top of the hood. And ever since then, you know, it's not actually my car. It's for a buddy of mine that I'm working on it for, and it's never been the same since. So I bought a parts car, same black Trans Am. It was a couple years newer. It was a roller, so no engine, no transmission or anything. I mainly just got it for all the little stuff like the wiring harness, the airbox there in the back, and, you know, stupid little stuff that you don't think about. And I pretty much started restoring the car for the guy ever since then, because, you know, it was my fault that the thing burned down, and, you know, you got to learn the hard way sometimes. So put a brand new 700 R4 transmission in it, because the one that was originally in the car was behind the 305. So I 350 swapped the car, and obviously it being an old wore out transmission like it was, it didn't last very long after that. So I got a new transmission from Jasper. I actually built that motor. It's a 383 stroker. It's got the carbureted 4150 style intake on it. Went to a Holley Sniper EFI, which so far I have mixed feelings about, which I might talk about that more in the future. When the car burned, I stripped everything out of the engine bay and sanded it all down and painted it, clear coated everything. So this was a stripped engine bay, which I have pictures of when I did all that work, and I'm getting pretty close to being finished with it. I'm running into little things like a windshield wiper motor. You know, I have a brand new one here that catastrophically failed, so I got another brand new one, and that's just how parts go these days. It seems like you can't get any good quality parts. But a serpentine belt swapped it because it was originally a V-belt. Personally not a fan of the V-belts, because at higher RPMs they don't like to stay on, which I learned the hard way, because I had the V-belt fall off of the engine at higher RPM one time, and the engine overheated. That's another long story. This engine has been rebuilt since then, but it's running pretty good now. Like I said about the Holley, I'm having mixed feelings about it, because I'm almost thinking I may have been better off with a nice carburetor, but I'm still willing to give the Holley a shot. Just working small little kinks out here and there with it. This car being NA, you know, it may have been better off with just a nice smooth running carburetor, because I think it would have been an easier ordeal. But car's not too bad for being a 1983. It's running pretty good with this engine here. I'm hoping to have it wrapped up soon, and hoping to make my buddy happy that it's running. You might see some other stuff on this channel. Another buddy of mine helped him put together a 2000 Mustang. It's got a turbo 2 valve in that. Coyote rods, pretty basic setup. S369 turbo. We did a 4-inch downpipe on it. Tuning that with the EFI. That's pretty cool. I've got an old Fox body over there. I'm thinking about I don't know if I'm going to keep it yet or not. That was a turbo 418 Windsor, blow through carb setup. Yeah, you might see some machining content. I've got this Haas VF2. It's a CNC mill. I'd love to honestly make products for these old classical cars and sell them, just because I like machining and I like cars. Of course, you got to have the American flag. But yeah, this is my first video. Let me know what you guys think, and yeah, see ya.